The sun exploded before it was supposed to rise. That is the only way I can describe what I saw that morning. One moment, I was standing in the dark New Mexico desert, shivering in the cold, with sand in my boots and fear sitting heavy in my stomach. The next moment, the whole world turned white. Not bright, not shiny, white, like the sky had been ripped open, like daylight had arrived in one angry flash. And in that moment, I knew I was not just watching a test. I was watching history become dangerous. It was the 16th of July, 1945. The place was the Jornada del Muerto Desert in New Mexico. The name means Journey of the Dead Man. And believe me, standing there before sunrise, it felt like the desert was trying to warn us. I was one of the people allowed to witness the test. We were not close to the bomb, of course. Nobody wanted to be close to that thing. We were miles away, watching from a protected area, wearing dark glasses and following strict instructions. Do not stare too early. Stay low. Protect your eyes. Wait for the signal. The bomb itself sat far away on top of a steel tower. The scientists called it the gadget. That name almost made it sound cute, but there was nothing cute about it. This was the first atomic bomb ever tested. Before this day, bombs were powerful, but still understandable. They were made of explosives. They destroyed buildings, bridges, ships, and battlefields. But this bomb was different. This bomb used the energy hidden inside the atom. Tiny particles, smaller than anything my eyes could ever see, were about to release a force larger than anything my mind could truly understand. That was what made the morning feel so strange. Everyone had done the math. Everyone had checked the machines. Everyone had argued, planned, calculated, and prepared. But nobody had ever seen this happen before. Some people thought it might fail. Some thought it would work, but not strongly. Some feared it would be more powerful than expected. And deep down, every person there knew the truth. We were guessing. Very smart guessing, yes. But still guessing. A storm had delayed the test earlier that morning, so everyone was already tense. The desert smelled like rain, dust, and metal. The sky was dark and cloudy. Wires ran across the ground. Instruments waited to measure heat, light, pressure, and radiation. Men whispered instead of talking. Scientists checked watches. Soldiers stared into the distance. I tried to act calm, but my hands were cold. Then the countdown began. 10, 9, 8. My heart started beating faster. 7, 6. I looked toward the empty darkness where the tower stood. 5, 4. The whole desert seemed to hold its breath. 3, 2, 1. Then it happened. A flash burst across the desert so bright that even with my protection, even with my face turned away, I felt it through my closed eyes. For 1 second, night disappeared. The ground, the mountains, the clouds, everything jumped into light. Then came the heat. It touched my face like someone had opened a giant oven from miles away. And the strangest thing was this. There was no sound at first. Just light. Just heat. Just silence. Then, a few seconds later, boom! The sound rolled across the desert like thunder made by giants. It slammed into my chest. The ground trembled under my feet. The echo bounced against the mountains and came back again, as if the desert itself was answering. Some men shouted. Some laughed in shock. Some just stood there, frozen. Then I looked. Where the tower had been, there was now a fireball rising from the earth. It grew fast, glowing orange, red, and purple, pulling dust and smoke upward as if the ground was being sucked into the sky. The fireball climbed higher and higher. Then it changed shape. The bottom became a thick, dark column. The top spread outward, and there it was, the shape the world would soon recognize with fear. A mushroom cloud. I had seen storms before. I had seen explosions before, but this was not like any explosion I had ever known. This felt like mankind had reached into the secret engine of the universe and pulled a lever. The steel tower was gone. The desert sand beneath the blast had melted into a strange green glass-like material. Later, people called it Trinitite. That detail stayed with me. The bomb was so hot that it turned sand into glass. Sand into glass. At first, people around me were excited, and I understood why. World War II was still happening. Soldiers were dying. Families were waiting for letters that might never come. Leaders were desperate to end the war. Many people believed this new weapon might bring the war to a faster end. So yes, there was relief. There was pride. Years of secret work had finally succeeded. But as I watched that cloud climb into the sky, I felt something else too. I felt small, because I understood that a door had opened. And once a door like that opens, it does not easily close again. That morning was called the Trinity test. It was part of the Manhattan Project, the secret program that built the first atomic bombs. And only weeks later, atomic bombs would be dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. The war ended soon after, but the world did not return to normal. How could it? Human beings had now created a weapon that could destroy a city in seconds. One bomb, one plane, one flash, and thousands of lives could change forever. That was the lesson I carried away from the desert. Science is amazing. It can heal the sick. It can light homes. It can help us travel, build, learn, and survive. But science without wisdom can become terrifying. The atomic bomb proved that humans are brilliant, but it also proved that brilliance is not enough. We need responsibility. We need restraint. We need leaders who think before they act. And we need people who remember what power can do when it is not controlled. Whenever I think back to that morning, I do not only remember the flash, I remember the silence before it, the cold air, the nervous faces, the countdown. The moment the desert became brighter than the sun, I went there thinking I would witness a weapon test. But I left, knowing I had witnessed a warning about war, a warning about pride, a warning about the future. Because the first atomic bomb was not just a machine, it was a question thrown at all humanity. Now that we have this power, what kind of people will we choose to be?